All right, today we're going on a journey. We're going to see through the eyes of local student researchers as we head to this really special corner of Ghana. It's a place where a mighty river finishes its long trip and just merges into the huge Atlantic Ocean. But trust me, this is way more than just a spot on a map. It's a living, breathing place with an incredible story. So let's dive into the Ada Foah Estuary.
So have you ever really thought about that? What actually happens when a huge river runs into the ocean? You might picture a big crash, but that's not it at all. It's a creation. This exact meeting point, where all that fresh water mixes with salt water, it gives birth to one of the most productive, most vibrant environments on the planet, an estuary. And the one we're visiting today? It's a perfect example of how this whole magical process works.
So to really get the full story of this place, we're going to break it down into 5 parts. First, we'll look at the geography. Then we'll dive into the ecosystem itself. After that, we'll meet the people whose entire lives are shaped by it, listen to its ancient stories, and finally, we'll talk about its future and how we can be a part of it. Okay, first things first, let's just set the scene. I want you to try and picture the sheer power we're talking about here. This is truly a meeting of giants, where a river that has crossed a continent finally comes face to face with the open sea.
So where are we exactly? We're in Ada Foah, in Ghana's eastern region. This is the spot. This is where the massive Volta River, after draining this huge area across West Africa, finally pours into the Atlantic. But it's not some clean line in the sand. Geography is at play here. As the river slows down, it drops all the sediment it's been carrying. And that creates this incredible, complex system of sandbars, little islands and lagoons that you can see here.
Now, let's move from just the physical landscape to the actual life that it supports. You can really think of the estuary as the body of this whole region. It's this complex, interconnected system that is just pulsing with energy and life. So what is an estuary really? Well, like this slide says, it's where the river's freshwater mixes with the ocean's saltwater. But what does that mean? The river brings down all this nutrient-rich silt, and at the same time, the ocean tides push in sea life. This mix creates what scientists call a nutrient trap. It's basically this super-rich, natural soup that can support an unbelievable amount of life. And boy, does it ever. You can see the result right here. The mangroves are the real cornerstone of this whole thing. Their tangled roots, standing right in that brackish water, act as a perfect protected nursery for baby fish, for crabs, for shrimp. And of course, with all that small life thriving, it becomes a buffet for bigger fish and for all kinds of water birds, like the kingfishers and herons you see. It is a perfectly balanced, interconnected food web. Just amazing. But you know, an ecosystem this rich isn't just about the plants and animals. It's about people. If the estuary is the body, then the culture of the Ada people, well, that's its soul. It's been shaped over countless generations by this one-of-a-kind environment. And this just captures it perfectly. The estuary is a true lifeline. Look at the fisherman casting his net. That's a traditional method, a skill that's been passed down from father to son for generations. And the canoes aren't just for fishing. They're the main way to get around, connecting villages that are scattered all over the estuary's islands and banks. This daily, constant connection to the water, it has forged a really profound cultural heritage. And that cultural heritage, it runs so much deeper than just daily life. The estuary holds the spiritual heart of the entire community. It's a place where folklore and tradition are literally woven into the landscape itself. And this is where the story becomes truly profound. See, the local folklore isn't just a bunch of old tales. It's a living belief system. Oral histories tell of specific river spirits that live in certain bends of the river, and of ancestral protectors whose presence you can feel when the wind rustles through the mangroves. The river and the sea aren't just resources here. They are sacred, living beings that demand respect. This spiritual connection comes alive in these vibrant celebrations. During the annual Asafetufiyami festival, for example, the Ada people come to these very shores to reenact ancient rituals. There are mock battles, processions in war canoes, all to honor the ancestors who fought to protect this very land. These events are this powerful, incredible expression of who they are, reinforcing that sacred bond between the people and the water. Okay, so we've seen its geography, its incredible life, and its deep culture. So where does that leave us? It brings us to its future. How can a place like this, a natural and cultural wonder, be experienced and maybe more importantly, be preserved for all the generations to come?
Well, a big part of the answer is responsible ecotourism. Visitors are totally invited to experience Ada Foah, but in a way that supports its delicate balance. You can take a guided boat tour through these peaceful waterways, learning how to navigate the channels. You can go birdwatching, maybe trying to spot a rare African pygmy goose hiding in the mangroves, which is a huge reason why protecting those mangroves is so critical. Or you can just kick back and relax on these beautiful, quiet sandbar beaches. Every single one of those activities is a chance to appreciate this place while helping to protect it. And that really brings us to our final and most important question. The story of Ada Foah is this delicate tapestry woven from nature and culture. The challenge for us, whether we're visitors or just admirers from afar, isn't just to say, wow, that's beautiful. It's to actively take part in preserving it. So the real question is, what role will we play in making sure this incredible meeting point of river, ocean, and humanity continues to thrive?